In the morning, June is running up the stairs. We go 10 years into the past when June has just moved from Tokyo. One day, while young June was playing a video game, young Tomo came to meet her new neighbor. She was amazed to know that June has moved here from Tokyo, since she has never seen tall buildings. She grabs the game June was playing because she wants to try it, however, with her aggressive playing, she broke it. June gets angry and punches her. He starts to regret what he has done. Tomo stands up and understands that it's June's right to punch her because she broke something he loves. So she requests June to punch her another 100 times. June is scared and tells her that it's fine, he forgives her. After a few minutes, Tomo's father came to apologize for Tomo's mistake. Despite it, June is really scared of Tomo's father's face. Soon, Tomo's mother also arrives. She is angry and tells both Tomo and her husband to not disturb the new neighbors. She also apologizes. Before leaving, Tomo asks June whether he would like to hang out with her. June is a bit hesitant but agrees anyways. After that, they both started to spend time together, doing reckless things. Since June was new to all this stuff, it was hard for him to catch up with Tomo, as he often gets injured. One day, Tomo introduces June to Masuzu. However, their first interaction didn't go well as Masuzu tells June that his face looks like a pumpkin. They all went to catch bugs. June is excited since it's his first time. However, while reaching the spot, June is already exhausted and wonders whether Tomo is some kind of monster. Masuzu gives June her creepy smirk, which made him pissed, and with all his strength he just run up the stairs. June seems to enjoy his time catching the bugs with Tomo. But it seems Masuzu is not very pleased to see them together. Playing together with Tomo, June was finally able to keep up with Tomo's crazy games. One day, while he playing a video game alone, two boys seeing the gaming console beats June and took it from him. The next day, when Tomo asks him about the injuries, June tells her that he got these from falling, nothing special. However, Tomo understands that something is wrong. In the evening, with all the injuries Tomo gave back the gaming console the boys had taken from June. June gets angry. He grabs Tomo's collar and asks her, "Why did you risk it?" Tomo replies that we're friends, so it was natural for me to do it. However, June is not satisfied. He gets emotional and angry because he cannot do something like this in case Tomo was in danger. So, he gives the console to Tomo. Excited, Tomo asks, until when she can keep it. With a serious look, June tells Tomo until he becomes stronger than her. So from the next day onwards, he joins Aizawa's dojo. In the present, as June reaches the top, we see Tomo still has the gaming console June gave her 10 years ago. Tomo wonders when will he take it back since he is already a lot stronger than her. It's summer break, everyone is going to the beach to enjoy the break. Before they leave, they all make June carry their stuff. They arrive at the beach, and everyone is excited except Masuzu. She tries her best to fit in. As Carol and Masuzu change their clothes, June asks them where is Tomo. He went inside to check on her, but he is stunned to witness Tomo's enormous melons. He quickly closes her zip and goes outside. Both Tomo and Carol are enjoying the beach. Whereas, June is with Masuzu because he is uncomfortable seeing both of them in so less clothes. Masuzu is pissed to know that June is not uncomfortable with her. Tomo comes and grabs June, she takes him to the sea. Seeing Carol getting clingy with June, Tomo gets jealous and throws wet sand at them. A boy tells Tomo that she is pretty. Tomo is amazed because it's the first time some boy has called her pretty. He puts his hand around Tomo and tells her to have some fun behind the rocks. Tomo wants to refuse him, but suddenly she is feeling powerless. Before the boy forces Tomo further, June emerges from the water and tells him to get lost. Seeing June standing up to her like that, Tomo couldn't be happier. After it, they spend some more time playing in the sea. On their way back, June is in deep thought about why it was so difficult for him to spend time on the beach with Tomo. It's the end of summer break. Carol, Tomo, and Masuzu are playing the king game in Tomo's house. Masuzu got the king and orders Tomo to go out with June to the fireworks show. So she goes to his house to ask. Without any hesitation, June agrees. However, Tomo is surprised because usually June is very excited. The next day is the summer festival. June is speechless to witness Tomo's beauty. At the festival, Tomo is destroying every game stall by winning every prize. When she was looking at one of the candies, she accidentally grabs someone thinking it is June. However, the guys, seeing how beautiful Tomo is, ask her to hang out with them. Just in time, June arrives and takes Tomo away from them. June apologizes because it was something Tomo would have handled easily. Tomo gets angry and tells him that with her strength she cannot always solve things, and at least for once let me thank you for staying by my side. So, she thanks him. Something started to happen to June as he grabs her hand. But when she realizes what he is doing, he stepped back. Tomo is blushing, wondering whether June has started seeing her as a girl. As the fireworks explode, they are mesmerized to see it. On the way back home, June is still unsure of why he is feeling weird upon seeing Tomo. But one thing is sure, he can't punch Tomo ever again. The next day at school, Tomo tells Carol and Masuzu about June's recent behavior. She is not happy with the way June is treating her. And if this continues to happen, she doesn't know what else to do. In the class, Masuzu seems worried and thinks about what will happen if Tomo and June become lovers. The gang leader is angry. Because of Tomo, his reputation has gone down. So to take revenge, he targets Masuzu. Masuzu gives them her deathly stare. They back off. Seeing Masuzu in danger, Carol uses a taser on the gang leader. Masuzu grabs Carol's hand. As she tries to run away, Carol slips and got herself soaked in water. The gangsters went on to look for them. Carol and Masuzu are hiding at the abandoned factory near the school. She calls June and explains everything. Misaki-senpai heard about Carol being in danger. In the factory, the gang leader founds them. As he is about to hurt them, from behind Tomo came and grabs his head. As the other guys try to take on June, Tomo tells him to touch them because today they all are her prey. Carol changes her clothes as they got wet. Misaki-senpai, who just arrived, sees Carol in that state. He misinterpreted and thinks the leader has done indecent things to her. He goes into rage mode. Seeing him in this state, both Tomo and June are scared. Before he does anything, Carol tells him that she was just changing her clothes after they got wet. Misaki-senpai is embarrassed and ashamed to misunderstand the situation. However, Carol is very happy to see Misaki-senpai protecting her. Before they leave, Masuzu asks the gangsters about Aizawa Dojo. The gang leader starts to panic upon hearing the name. Every bad guy around this area knows about the legendary delinquent leader, Goro Aizawa. Masuzu tells him that Tomo is his only daughter. They all start begging her to not say anything to Goro Aizawa and promises to never hurt or touch her or any of Tomo's friends. The next morning, after seeing June is back to normal, Tomo is very happy. After seeing Carol going through such an awful situation, Misaki is determined to become stronger. He joins Aizawa's dojo. Aizawa accepts him and tells him to first fight with June. But June easily knocks him down. In Tomo's room, he wakes up. Misaki feels pathetic for being so weak. Tomo comforts him, and knowing he is getting stronger for Carol's sake, she tells him that just by trying he is already strong. The next day, after knowing Misaki is going to Tomo's dojo and hangs out with her, Carol is worried. She asks how he feels about Tomo. Misaki sees her as a role model because of her strong personality, and there is something else too. Carol is very worried. At school, she asks June to hang out with her. June doesn't want to hang out but agrees anyway. They both hang out at the park watching the kids play. Thinking it's just too boring, June suggests Carol come with him to his home. But he soon realizes what a terrible mistake he has made. He is panicking and requests her to leave. But Carol refuses. She tells him that she wants to play for some time with him. Since he had promised her to hang out, June agrees. Carol explains that because of June, she is not able to hang out with Misaki-senpai. June is confused. Carol tells that to release her frustration, she is going to torture June for a little. June thinks it is just some game, so he agrees. She kisses June on his cheek and gets on top of him. June is terrified. He requests her to stop. Carol tells him that if he keeps getting scared of girls, he will not end up with Tomo. June gets a little pissed, and leaves. He goes to Tomo's home and hugs her. He apologizes and explains that he has been hit by a surprise attack. Tomo wonders whether there is even something that can make June so scared. She asks if he needs any kind of help. Suddenly Carol appears and both of them are shocked. Carol apologizes to both of them and leaves. The next day at school, explaining everything to Masuzu that she did to June to make Misaki jealous. Masuzu asks Carol how he reacted. When Carol told him that she spent her time with June, Misaki-senpai was making a very weird face. Masuzu thinks it is a good thing and plans to get both Carol and Misaki together. Carol is very happy to know it. Masuzu asks Misaki-senpai whether he loves Carol or not. He is a bit hesitant but accepts that he loves her. Masuzu asks him the reason he doesn't tell her that. Misaki-senpai sees Carol as a very strong person and positive person, who is not afraid of everything. And knowing he can't even protect her, he is disgusted with himself. Masuzu asks what if she shows him Carol's weak side, will that make him confess to her? Misaki-senpai doubts whether Carol is weak but agrees. So in the class, Masuzu being the bad guy tells Carol that Misaki-senpai doesn't love her. Matter of fact, he sees her and him as having a father-child relationship. Knowing it will make Carol sad and hate her, Masuzu is ready for the outcome. But she is surprised to see Carol's face. Carol immediately leaves and went back to her home. Masuzu tells Misaki about Carol and to quickly go to her home. At the rooftop, seeing Carol in that state, Tomo asks Masuzu. She explains everything to Tomo. At Carol's home, worried Misaki is headbutted by Carol's mother because he hurt her daughter. In Carol's room, he is shocked to see Carol in this state. She starts hitting Misaki and tells him to leave. He explains that it was Masuzu's plan to become the bad guy to make him see Carol in a vulnerable state. Misaki tells Carol that he loves her. She is very happy and tells him that she loves him too. Before they proceed further, Carol's mother stops them. The next day at school, Masuzu is terrified to see Carol in a bunny mask. Masuzu gets in a defensive position as Carol approaches her. Taking out her mask, Carol kisses Masuzu on her cheek. She thanks her for the help. The next morning at school, Tomo is excited to beat June in the marathon. Even though girls are to run in a separate track, Tomo joins the boys. As they are running to beat each other, seeing the teacher has gone ahead of them, they start running faster so that no one is ahead of them. Seeing the girls turning point and ahead, June is sad to know they will be parting ways. But Tomo ignores the girls turning point and continues running with June. It is because she wants to compete with him and it's fun. Soon after their turn, a few students along with Misaki-senpai, are amazed to see June and Tomo are so far ahead. But suddenly, Tomo collapses. June is shocked to know she has a fever. With no way to tell the teacher, June carries her to the finish point. Tomo wakes up with Carol beside her. Masuzu tells her that June carried her and also that he came first. Tomo in a surprised tone asks, "Wasn't June carrying me?" Masuzu replies, "That's the reason why." She tells Tomo to take full advantage of her condition. And to show some of her weaknesses to June. After Carol and Masuzu leave, June comes and asks about Tomo's health. Knowing she is better, June tells her that soon her mother will be coming to pick her up. So he's leaving. Tomo stops June and asks him to carry her. June is shocked and refuses. Tomo shows how weak she is and she needs someone to carry her. June finally agrees. The moment he carries her, both of them are surprised to realize that the other has grown in different aspects. For June it's his height and for Tomo, it's her melons. After he bids them goodbye. The next day June go to check on Tomo. She is back to normal. Tomo thanks June for his help and gives back the console. Because he fulfilled his promise and has grown stronger than her. June accepts it. The next day, since June's birthday is coming, Tomo decides to do a part-time job to save some money for his gift. Masuzu can't afford to send Tomo to a workplace where she can go on a rampage. So she and Carol also decide to do the job with her. Knowing they are looking for a part-time job, Tanabe offers them to work in his family restaurant. It is a ramen shop, and Tanabe's mother has gone home to visit her family. So they need a few hands. After changing into the uniforms, the first customer comes. Tomo was finding it hard to deal with him, so Masuzu comes and takes his request. Carol is also finding it hard to do the job, so Masuzu tells her to stand in front of the store holding a sales board. After a few minutes, Tomo is shocked to see June as the customer. Seeing the three of them here, June is shocked. Tomo is freaking out and asks Tanabe why June is here. He tells that once every week June comes here. Tomo is very embarrassed but has to deal with June. Embarrassed, Tomo tells him to laugh if he wants. But June compliments that she is looking great. Tomo is heavily blushing. Before leaving he asks until when she will be working here. Tomo tells for 3 days. So June tells her that he will then come tomorrow also. Tomo is very happy. With Carol's charm, more and more customers are coming. After 3 days have passed, Tanabe's father is happy with their work and gives them their pay with some bonus. After all, because of them, they had so many sales. It's June's birthday and Tomo gifts him a watch, which is just like her. She tells him that it's cheap. June does not care and is very happy to receive it. A few days before the cultural festival, it is decided that for the play, Tomo will be the prince, Masuzu as Cinderella, Carol as the stepmother, and June as the tree. Masuzu doesn't want to be in the play, but because she was sick for a few days, Tomo and Carol submit her name for the role. For the next few days, they practice their parts and check on the costumes. Finally, it's the cultural festival. Every parent has come to watch their children. The play starts. Carol's mother couldn't stop herself from cheering as soon as Carol makes her entry. Tomo's father is impressed to see how great June is doing as a tree. He can see how well June is concealing his presence. The play progresses, and after some time comes near its end. The prince asks Cinderella to marry him. And when she agrees, Carol goes out of line and starts cheering for them. But it's not a problem because soon the audience also joins her. After the play, June and Tomo spend some time together and enjoy the festival. As for the last event, Tomo is asked by other girls to dance with them. And just then June comes and asks her the same. Tomo blushes and agrees. Masuzu and Carol are standing afar watching the dance. Tomo tells June that if they keep on dancing like this, then everyone will think that they like each other. June tells her, in that case, they would not be wrong. Tomo is surprised to hear it. Without saying a word she runs away. The next day, June believes he messed up and goes to apologize. However, Tomo is back to normal. However, during the walk when June asks her to go to the after party, Tomo panics and runs away, saying she has some work to do. June believes he messed up and that this is Tomo's way of rejecting him. At the school, Carol and Masuzu are a bit worried about what happened yesterday, and asks Tomo about it. But Tomo tells them it's fine and leaves. Misaki-senpai notices June is a bit sad. He asks about the reason. June explains that he loves Tomo and what happened during the festival. Misaki-senpai understands his situation. And insists June confess his love without being indirect. It knows that it is extremely difficult but encourages him to do it. June gets motivation and decides to confess. But before it, he tells Masuzu that he loves Tomo. He believes that because they have dated each other, it's his responsibility to tell her. Tomo receives a challenge letter. She gets excited and arrives at the location. However, she is in shock to know it was June who lured her. She starts to panic because now she has to face him. June approaches. He asks Tomo to hit him. Tomo is surprised because it is not what she was expecting. She refuses because there is no valid reason. June talks about the time Tomo first confesses to him. At that time it may appear he took the confession as a friend. But actually, he knew that Tomo has feelings for him. Tomo stops freaking out and asks whether he already knew that she was trying her best to be as girly as possible for him. As soon as June replies yes, Tomo gets angry and punches him. After it, she leaves. June is devastated. In the class, Tomo is freaking out over what she did. She messed up big time. After she explains the situation, Masuzu gets emotional and apologizes that it's all her fault. Tomo was never meant to change herself. But because Masuzu wanted a friend with whom she can share girly stuff, Masuzu tries her way to convince Tomo that she needs to act more like a girl for June to like her. Tomo tells her to stop crying because it was also her fault for not recognizing Masuzu's interest. Masuzu encourages Tomo to go and settle her situation with June. Tomo goes and stops June. She requests June to give her another chance. On the way, Tomo keeps on confirming whether June truly loves her as a girl. And June keeps on saying yes. However, Tomo realizes that after they become a couple, they cannot be best friends. She asks June if he is ready for it. June doesn't understand why they can't be best friends along with being a couple. Tomo believes that only one relationship can exit and that's why it's hard for her to choose. To give a solution to her worry, June takes her in front of the stairs. And from there, they race to the top. After reaching, Tomo still doesn't understand what June was trying to say. June explains that just because they will be a couple, doesn't mean they will stop doing these kinds of stuff. Even after being in a relationship, they can still compete and enjoy stuff together. Tomo finally understands what June meant. And she confesses that she also loves him. Out of shock, June falls. Tomo rushes to check what happened. But it's just that June is very happy. It has been a few days since they are dating. In the school, Tomo apologizes to June for not coming home with him because she promised Masuzu and Carol to hang out with them. June doesn't want to tie down Tomo with him and tells her that he doesn't mind. At the restaurant, Tomo is frustrated over June being so calm about their relationship, whereas she is freaking out. Carol and Masuzu understand her worry. And recommends Tomo to kiss June. Tomo freaks out and tells that it is not that simple. To guide her, Masuzu shows her a trailer for a romantic movie. And suggests Tomo to take June there on Christmas and kiss him. It's Christmas, and June is waiting for Tomo. When she arrives, he is mesmerized to see Tomo's beauty. He blushes and emphasizes how cute and pretty she is looking. Tomo blushes heavily. At the theater, June freaks out to know that it's a romance movie Tomo wants to see. Tomo acts like an adult and tells June to not freak out over just a kiss. June is stunned and wonders since when Tomo gets so comfortable watching these types of movies. During the movie, Tomo patiently waits for the kissing scene. And just as Masuzu told her, during it she will hold June's hand and kiss him. However, when the scene arrives, Tomo couldn't watch it. Because it's too aggressive. The training she did at home is a total waste. Tomo looks at June to see his reaction. However, he is just too focused on it. After the movie, they eat dinner at a restaurant. There June gives the Christmas present to Tomo. Tomo unwraps it and it's a pair of earrings. They are looking gorgeous on her. After it, Tomo also gives a present. And it's a handmade muffler. Without wasting a second, June wears it. On the way, Tomo is sad to see she couldn't kiss June, but she is determined to know more about him. So she asks June to go to his house. June panics because it's very late. Tomo didn't say a word and just grabs June's coat. And next, they are at his home. Today, due to some work, June's mother will be late. The environment is silent and awkward. To break it, June asks Tomo to play some games. However, Tomo refuses. Tomo sits next to June and tries to say something but just couldn't. Tomo gets fed up with herself and tells June that she is here to kiss him. June freaks out. Tomo notices June's reaction. And teases him by asking whether he still doesn't see her as a girl. June grabs her hand. And as Tomo was thinking June will kiss her. Instead, he punches himself. Tomo asks the reason for it. June explains that they are not actually dating. Tomo is in shock and asks what he means. June explains that after they confess their love, he went to Tomo's home to ask for her parents' blessing. Fortunately, Tomo's mother gave it without a second thought. However, Tomo's father didn't. Instead, he asks June to defeat him in a fight. Then only he will allow June to date his daughter. Tomo is angry and asks why he didn't tell her earlier. It is because doesn't believe he can defeat him. Tomo is furious and goes to her father. She asks him to take back what he demanded from June. Tomo's father has his reasons and refuses to do so. In anger, Tomo tells that she hates him and leaves. Tomo's father is devastated to hear it. For the entire winter break, Tomo didn't leave her home. No matter how many times June rings her bell. After the break is over, at school Tomo is still angry with June because he is not confident enough to beat him. At class, Masuzu is furious and asks the reason Tomo didn't pick up her call. Tomo explains everything to both of them. After school is over, June tells Tomo that he has made up his mind. And is going to defeat her father. At the dojo, June challenges Tomo's father. However, after a few minutes of their fight, June is already on his knees, exhausted. He is surprised to see Tomo in the dojo. After some encouraging words from her, June gets motivation. During the fight, he tries to look for an opening. It's at that time June realizes the reason Tomo's father has this condition is that he wants someone who can keep up with Tomo. And when she needs him, he can protect her. June finds an opening and lands a punch. But it is not enough to defeat Tomo's father. However, Tomo's mother stops the fight and slaps him with a slipper. She tells him that it's enough. Even though June didn't defeat him, Tomo's father accepts that June is capable enough to be his daughter's boyfriend. After their fight, June officially confesses again if Tomo will become his girlfriend. Tomo gets angry because she wanted to ask it. In anger, Tomo grabs June's collar and aggressively kisses him. Consider liking and subscribing this channel if you enjoyed the recap. Have a wonderful day ahead.